What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome back. As you're tuning in on YouTube, be sure to check out that disclaimer. Remember that day trading is risky. Guys, shout out to Jordy, who was the winner of the raffle. Big shout out to Jordy. With that being said, it's a little late, so I'm going to jump straight into the watch list. There's GV, there's SLXN, and ARBB. I do have CYCU as a maybe, but I'm not too sure about that one. That's the extended list. So let's see. I need a couple of trend lines. We got 4 minutes really to the opening bell. Guys, my aim today is just to end green. My aim is to just end green. Yesterday I thought I traded pretty well. We did get that bigger loss towards the end of the stream, but wasn't really able to connect on the front side opportunities. So looking forward to just getting in today, getting green, and we got to try our best to walk away with a little bit of something. We got 172 for highs, 151 for lows for SLXN, up 43%, 25 million shares of volume. We got the 200 EMA, which is a little bit up here. Let's see, daily chart, other key levels that I want to keep an eye out for, 240, and then perhaps room to 345. 240 and 345 levels I'm going to keep an eye on. This might be my main stock, I believe. I mean, the other one looks pretty decent too. The 200 EMA is at 677, which I'll also keep an eye on in case we happen to go supernova. So SLXN looks decent. Of course, I'll be looking for the uptrending move, break of the pre-market highs. GV, which is my second string stock here. Let's see. Pre-market highs clocking in at 227. Low of the most recent pullback has been 196. We'll see if it's able to hold up and continue into the open. 200 EMA at 231, which is right here. And we do have a ton of topping wicks. One at 130. Oh, actually, no, we're above that. So we're at 227. Okay. So let's see. There's 271, 301, and 328. We rejected the 200 EMA on all three of those candles. So there might be some, it's possible there might be some overhead resistance here for GV. 301. And then again, 328. So if it breaks over like 330, starts to go, then we'll have room perhaps to 664, which was a high point of September of last year. 664. All right, looks good. Those are my top two, ARBB and CYCU. Those are like cheaper stocks. We'll see if they do anything. As usual, small size first, and then I'll go from there. So I think, again, I have to be careful sizing down on dips. If the stock happens to be strong after the first 5 minutes and really is proving itself, that's where I would want to be aggressive, size up, try to get to the bottom of it quickly and lock in some sweet gains. Other than that, I want to take it slow, be patient, and really wait for the stock to prove that it's obvious. I think I've been doing a fairly decent job of it. Still have some room for improvement, but gonna take it easy here. And we have GV gaining a bit of a surge here. But will we get over 231 and hold above 231? It's gonna be key. Another beautiful day. In fact, if today happens to be good, you know, we're gunning for big numbers. It just depends on what we get for the momentum. Couple of seconds to the opening bell. Holding over 31 early is important if it's going to go right away. There's 40. Small push. Guys, don't forget if you're tuning in on YouTube to hit that thumbs up. We do have a goal of 300 likes here today. CYCU, I'm keeping an eye on that one as well. It's at 90 cents. Lows were, and even ARBB is at 93. Not seeing anything super obvious. GV still kind of sideways. GV, the 1 minute candle to make a new high would be at 33. Lows are at 19, 17. It seems like the level 2 and the tape here are a little choppy. Can we see a bounce back to 30? GV. There's 26. I got a fairly high fill there. Oh, actually, maybe not. That's decent. SLXN currently at 160. Noticing a little bit of lag in my charts on Thinkorswim. Might be nothing. We're in minute number 3, minute number 4, so still kind of waiting here for something to look more obvious. SLXN, no good for the double bottom. Well, we'll see. It's definitely made a new low. I'm gonna check out. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, it's GV. How well can we continue to pull away here? How well can we hold up? It's gonna be the key here. It does seem a little thick. GV. It's a slow grind up here. First potential resistance 270 area. We'll see if it's able to continue this slow grind. CYCU at 96, 97. Could be interesting over one. Okay, we're pulling away some more here. If this 5-minute candle fails, well, it's not great.
IRX may resume in less than a minute. NXXT may resume in less than a minute. EDIT. mRNA. MASS.
I was hoping to be able to re-average right there, but yeah, I was hoping for a retest of the lows after that 1 minute candle came back down from 68.
WLGS may resume in less than a minute. NXXT. ASTS. MLGO. CTOS.
GRRR.
HIMX. CDXC. EDIT. BNET. CRDO. EOSC.
Come on, give us something sweet.
CLD.
SWIM. TNXP. ROST. BST. ASTS. ABAB.
HRTX.
CDXC. CRDO. CAS may resume in less than a minute. ARBB. ASTS. EOSC. MASS. CTOS. CYR.
ELPW. RIGL. GRRRW. LUNRW.
IBIO. ASTS.
JVA.
RADX may resume in less than a minute. EOSC. MASS.
I'm just waiting patiently. Either this is gonna go or it's not, right? And I'm just gonna be here for the ride. My feet is on the desk, kicked back and relaxed. So what is it gonna be? Will we see a nice move or not? Can we reclaim? No, it might. Hold up, hold up. Can we reclaim? Watching, watching, watching. I gotta be careful with size here. Yeah, it's not bouncing like it should here. So, good trade, but yeah, it's not. So we made a new low below 50 there. 43. No reclaim as of yet. Yeah, either we go or we don't, right? Keep the stop tight. And it's having trouble getting back over like 55, 60. Like, maybe short sellers a little more aggressive here.
ASTS. KNW may resume in less than a minute. SLXN. DAKT. EOSC. QPTS.
So is it Christmas tree? Perhaps. SLXN, false breakout.
ACON. ASTS. RABX. DAKT.
SLXN, can we see back over 50 for the bounce? There's 47, 48, 52. Small trade.
KT.
Not the best fill on that trade. Okay, it looks like it's inching up.
9 hours, 48 minutes, 45 seconds. ROST.
Hmm.
SAT now.
Can we get the pull away though, like through 80?
ECLM. AISP.
Getting not so great fills for scratch trades. So sizing back down.
PPUP.
ST. ABAB.
Yep. Well, okay. Maybe that's the day. Good old Christmas tree. I don't know. I felt like the front side there was tough to trade, man. Just a bit of a slow grind, so harder to get in. And then the first couple of pullbacks don't really hold up. Up and down.
WLGA.
Double bottom 42, flushing out.
EDIT. CAS may resume in less than a minute. ATRO. ACON. GRRRW.
AGRI.
Checking out a couple of these halted stocks.
STIM. ADPT. WO. EDIT.
ARBB not looking too good. SLXN, how are we doing? We'll have to hope this one gets going.
LGA. CLA. WLGS halted. WLGS will resume in 9 hours, 52 minutes and 8 seconds. STIM.
Can we get over the resistance here and hold above the resistance? Pre-market highs are at 72.
RADS may resume in less than a minute. STIM. ACON. GRRR. WOOF. ABAB. HINS. BOW and ADPT 9 hours 52 minutes and 33 seconds. ORN. ARBE. ACON.
Okay. All right. All right.
ABAB. EDIT. SLXN. STIM.
Let's see if it's strong.
GRRR.
It might be struggling. Okay, 70. That's good. 70. We wanted to pull away. It didn't, so it might need more time. It might need more time.
DIT.
It could still go, so let's see.
GRRR. ADPT. ASTF. ABAB. ARB. EDIT. GRRR. ASTS.
Or the short sellers are very aggressive in this type of market. Yesterday, a lot of sell-offs. Today, short sellers dream. But you know, we're gonna give them some wiggle room, some freedom, and then once the sentiment swings, the overall market is pulling back right now too, so they might have some more wind to their backs. But once the dust has settled, we'll be seeing more follow through.
ARBD.
We need to hold above 70 here.
WLGS may resume in less than a minute. TNXP. ASTS.
So just gonna sell off below 50. What's it gonna be? There's a small bid. Can we get back to 62?
BOW menu may resume in less than a minute.
And that bid is half of it got filled. It held though. It's a 36,000 share bid.
ASTS. HIMS. RKLB. GRRR. CDXC. LUNRW. LUNR. ASTS. EDIT. ABAB. ARBE. HIMS. RKLB. RADX may resume in less than a minute. MSTR. ASTS. CXDO. RDW. DSP. ABAB.
And we're like, what? Like, my goodness. I guess patience is gonna be the key here, but geez Louise. This stock, I tell you.
All right.
Just an uphill battle for the stocks to give a move. Uphill battle.
DKT. CDXC.
It feels like right now is the time to be a short seller.
BCIG.
GV, small pop over 40, hitting 45.
DKT. GRW.
Can we see a squeeze here for GV?
GS may resume in less than a minute. UBXY.
Bro, it's like I'm not even making 25 bucks on a trade. Stock goes up 3 cents. What is happening, brother? This is the depths. It's just, bro, I can't. It's like I don't even want to be bothered with this, but I just shut it down and then come back tomorrow. What is this? GV.
WLGA.
When buying to the upside goes like this, what happens is you take one small loss and then you're down 1,000. You're down 300, 500. You take 3 good trades, you make 50 bucks. You should have already made like 400 on those 3 trades, 200 at least.
KNW may resume in less than a minute. UBXY.
Okay. 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 It's on to something here for sure.
WLGS.
Yeah, that was way too soon. That was a bad trade. 71 for highs. I sold break even too, but I got a terrible fill coming out. Now we're back to grinding price action. There's a bid. How's it gonna do? Can we do anything? Can we do something? Bid is filled. And we're selling off. Jesus. This is depths. This is the depths. This is the bottom of the 7 seas. I think it's time to just walk away. Shut it down. Red 800. Man, the goal was to get green, but the market had other plans. Probably we'll see something later in the day. We'll probably see something later in the day. But sticking around, sitting on hands might be the way to go. But there's things that I have to do today, so I think I might shut it down. But I mean, it's 10 o'clock. It seems so early. I don't like to do other things here on this computer and stream just for security reasons. Or else I would. At this rate, I need Biden to come back, man. I need the Biden market once again. We need Sleepy Joe. We need Sleepy Joe. This bad. Whenever it gets this slow, we always, complain and act a fool. But as we know, it's the cycle of the market, right? You get the hotter streak, the cold stretch, and so forth and so forth, and it goes on and on and on. So in these times, we try to keep it tight. You can make a joke or two so you don't go crazy. But we know what is in store on the hotter days. And in these slower markets, you'll get a sprinkle of a hot day or two every now and again, right? Which Monday was a hotter day. So we'll probably see some more momentum maybe later in the week, and then next week again, hopefully we see some strength. For those of you watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We have over 522 people. The goal today, 300 likes. We do appreciate everyone hitting the thumbs up. Right now, ticker symbol GV, big sell-off. And I'm waiting on the sidelines here. Perhaps something else comes. If not, we'll shut it down soon. SLXN also had a hard time. These were our top 2 stocks. You can see they look pretty choppy here. The Biden market for small cap, I mean even for large caps, right? Those last 2 years, they usually say like the market, I think it's statistical that it's a little stronger on the Republicans, but that Joe Biden market, man, the last 2 years, even the SPY, right? Like 19% both years, 23, 24.
GTI.
Granted, we did come out of the
BNET.
pandemic recovery.
SNET. CBN.
Tesla's bouncing. That's good news. Man, the range on Tesla is insane though, right? From like 500 down to 250 is like it's somewhat unheard of for like a large cap of that size. It's insane how volatile it is. Even the move up was pretty insane, right? From I think 150 or even 100 really
BNET.
to 200 and then to 280 and then back down to like 190 and then ripped up to like 4.
KNW.
It's almost like a small cap or mid cap.
JBA.
Momo Joe versus Trump and Dump. That's a pretty good one. Let me see what the people are saying here. TNXP. Let's see how TNXP looks. Is there anything there? Bit of a lighter volume move, but definitely up a decent amount from the lows of 820. Not my cup of tea though. It's an Elon meme stock. CDXC. Also, this one looks like a slightly higher float, but nice uptrend. Good daily chart, it looks like too. They might have had some good news. Donald bear market.
BNET.
COVID market. We will all be millionaires. The good news is that we get better after each month, each year. You gain more experience. So the next time we see those type of markets, like I remember when the entire market was halting. Like my first time seeing that type of thing, it's like you don't really know what to expect. But honestly, now seeing that stuff now, especially having more capital, you can react and learn from that experience and react appropriately for next time. The amount of fear and panic, man, markets halting down like it was a penny stock. GV, small bounce there over the view up. Yeah, I live stream every day. If I'm not here, someone else will be here. But I live stream every day, every weekday, Monday to Friday. The stream starts at 9:15 a.m. I mean, I think I've been struggling. I mean, I don't even know if I would say think. I think I've been struggling, right? I have been struggling a little bit, especially when it comes to red days. I've been more red to start this year, like than I've been in a long time. Like, as in, I'm still green. I'm green on the year, but I mean, like just like consecutive green days versus consecutive red days. Like last month even was like green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. It's just a little too much inconsistency, and some of it is to do is stuff like what we're seeing here today, where we take some decent setups, but nothing really holding up super well. This stock could still give a red to green. I think it's possible that we can curl back up over time. The key is though, will we be able to pull away, or will we just get up to like 280 and then big red candle, big move back down, which is what happened here.
CPIX.
EDIT.
Strategy wasn't crowded on Monday. That's all I could say. The market sentiment is important, but different people will have different concerns. What I tend to notice is when it's hot. Like look at this. Look at this right here. Does this has anything to do with the strategy, or is this just weakness? Right? I mean, it looked decent to keep curling, and then here we are, 210, right? Oh, it's either it's hot or it's not. That's just for me how I see it, right? If it's hot, it's hot. If it's not, it's not.
CD.
Because on the hot months, everybody who's a profitable trader, like especially the months where it's like a record kind of month, everybody does well, right? It's unheard of that there's a record month and half of the people didn't do well. Like that doesn't exist. So it just goes to show you that there's more at play than what we think, and a lot of that has to do with like the money that's actually circulating in the small cap land. Right now, the markets are selling off a little bit. People will be taking profits, putting money on the sidelines. There's different there's definitely different ways you can look at it, and depending on your your I want to say what you're exposed to, not necessarily education, but what you're exposed to. Like I hung out with these broker guys before, and it's like the stuff that you hear. It's like what we're doing here. People look at what we're doing as nonsense. Like they wouldn't even waste. I spoke to this guy from Goldman Sachs before, right? It's like they wouldn't even waste a day doing what we're doing here. For to them, what we're doing is like child's play. Like this is like wasting time. So there's definitely levels to it too. There's levels to it, and then there's also people with big, there's like big money, like firms. There was a stock, I can't remember the ticker, but it went from like 3 to 13, and had these guys like it's like I heard like yeah this company had to wire like 13 million because they just lost, right? They were going short. The stock went up to like $13 after like 3 or 4 halts going up lighter volume, and then they're down like 13 million. The normal retail trader is not really seeing that kind of money in a day, whether they're losing it or making it, right? And so sometimes when these stocks are going crazy, sometimes they're being bought up by big companies. We go from like 2 to 20. Sometimes a big bank or big institutions, slowly getting in over throughout the course of a day, and here we are scalping the move here and there. We might make 5K, 10K thinking we did something, and then the real big boys are up millions and hundreds of millions. The fills, I tend to complain about fills a lot, but if we're to be honest, right, there's volatility, the stock is moving, whether somebody's trading similar to me or not, there's hundreds and thousands of people, banks, firms, hedge funds, and so etc., algorithms and more that are buying and selling, and it's an exchange, right? And so, especially when there's a spread and different stocks have different personalities, they can be two stocks at $5, and one can move very smoothly, the other can move completely chaotic. And so if the range is wide and aggressive and there's also a spread, there's a chance that I could be trying to buy in a specific area, but the stock is already moved up 5-10 cents. The worst example of this is there's a day I'm trying to buy at 9.97 and I hit the buy button, I'm filled to 10.50. And the stock moved up so fast, so quick that, I mean, maybe I should have been looking to be in at 93 or 92 or whatever, but so that's a dollar 50 cents, and I sold it like 46 for a 4 cent loss. Luckily, I didn't really get destroyed getting out. That breakout ended up holding up for a little bit before coming down, but we got to be realistic at the end of the day, and regardless of what you think, it still takes time for you to click the keyboard or click the buy button, whatever, and the trade then get executed. Your internet speed, your ping, all these different factors come into play.
CER.
CPIS.
Let's see, pre-market patterns. Yeah, and then there's also brokers, right? Like the direct access routing platforms. There's just so many variables. Sometimes even the market maker that's in charge of a specific group of stocks. You know, I believe, I don't know if this is something they do on purpose or not, but at the end of the day, they have to make money as well, right? So there's variables. There's a lot of variables that go into all these stuff. If I hit the buy button the same time as somebody on light speed, who's gonna get filled first, right? I think we all know the answer. So we've experimented with no ads, right? For everybody still here, the 480 people that's still here. The goal was, can we hit 300 likes per live stream so that the ads will never come back? We've missed the goal every single day by at least 100 likes. Maybe except for one day. I think one of those days we got to like 230. So the ads are coming back tomorrow. The people do not like to hit the thumbs up, so when the ads come back, whoever hits the thumbs up, great. Whoever doesn't, great, right? That's how we're gonna look at it. So if you do not have YouTube Premium, you might be in the depths every 30 minutes or something. I don't know. It's interesting that YouTube allows ad block, and you can get ad block via Google, which is YouTube, right? Google owns YouTube, and they allow for people to still put ad block, which is quite interesting. Trump market in the slums. Yeah, so for those people who are newer, I'll show you guys my stats here and then maybe I'll shut it down. Trader view. I actually have a Kinfo account, but I mean, I used to be partnered with TraderView, but these people, man, I told them, hey, like I need you guys to create a portal to where, or not really like a portal, but an access point where people can apply the coupon code that you guys are giving for my audience, right? At checkout, like there'll be an option for you to apply a coupon code. This type of stuff is ABCD 1 2 3 for any company, right? But what they wanted me to do is have my audience email them the coupon code, and like nobody has time to be doing all that, man. And then they take a day or two to reply. It's just nonsense. So honestly, I don't like to promote any platform at all. They're even lucky that I still even have an account here. I throw all my stats into Excel and keep it in Excel. But anyhows, the Kinfo account that I have, I'll be deleting after this month is done. I only signed it up for something very specific, and then after that is done, I'm deleting that. The hell with all of them. Sending them to the depths. Alright, okay, so this has been this year so far. I didn't import for this month yet, but okay, we can just open up the calendar. So it hasn't been the best year to this point, which is fine. We have what, 10 months or 9 months, whatever it is, of which I know I'll be hitting a ton of record days. The moment it gets hot, right? That 18K day was just only a small glimpse of what's to be coming. Once it really gets hot, man, because there's times when you show up and you just know what to expect. Like before I even wake up out of my sleep, I know it's a 10K day coming, 5K day, 3K day. But those numbers are going to be times 5. The 10K days are going to become 50K days. 15K days for those 5K days, 20K days, right? The 3K days are going to become 10K, 15, 10 plus more. Because we know right now we have everything we need. We're more prepared than we ever was before. And it's been a while since I felt this hungry. This, right now I feel like as long as it's hot, I'll be on the edge of my comfort zone, which if I'm to be honest, I haven't felt since last year, like February, March, April. So it's been a while since I've been this, ready, this aggressive. So, who cares about this slower day, slower week? It doesn't. I don't even care about this stuff. What I know is what once it's hot, and we're capitalizing like how we're supposed to in all the key areas, we'll be hitting record days, and I'm pretty sure it's very possible. In fact, I think it's extremely likely that I can have 1 month this year that's better than my entire year last year. So, big things. And every time I say this stuff, people might listen to me like, yeah, here this guy go, just talking again. But each and every time I talk like this, it becomes reality. Because that's what I do. I make dreams come true. Listen to that very closely, very clearly. Okay, I gotta laugh a little bit there. But anyhow, I'm laughing, I'm joking, but I'm still serious, right? Because at the end of the day, if I can see it in my mind, I can hold it in my hands, and that's what's happening right now. Making 30,000 in a month a few years ago was just a dream. Now I'm holding it and rocking it like a baby, Russell Westbrook style, right? Now the next step is what I'm seeing in my mind to become reality once again. But not only is it's not just a dream, but I'm also seeing it in the charts. I'm seeing it in the level 2. I'm seeing it in my study sessions. The key areas where instead of me just buying 3K shares, I had the time to be in 20K shares, and I could have, instead of making 3K in the trade, I could have made 20K in the trade. And we're seeing these opportunities like 6 times on a hot day. So why am I not up 100 grand on these hot days? Why am I just settling for 5 8K day? So it's one thing to have the dream. It's the next thing to see what you can do to make it a reality, which is where we're at right now. So, again, this was last month. Red, green every day. Red, green. But we're still managing risk, and we know what to expect. So last year, for anybody who's interested in last year, I can also go to the detailed section afterwards. I mean, you can see last year to even start the year, a lot more consistency. terms of just red to green days. February, which last year February was a lot of people's hottest months. February, man. And we didn't even do what we could have really done on this week. Like I was outside shoveling snow one of these days for hours, missing all the hot moves like an idiot. Sometimes you wonder why you make these crazy decisions that you make, but anyhow. March, April, and then by the way, I can also go back to when I was about a humble, you know, beginner here, 2020. Look at this, right? This is the difference. So back then, it's like you're dreaming here of like 20K, 30K, 50K, 100K a month, and slowly but surely, it becomes a reality because you continue to work, you continue to improve. October, one of my worst months as a trader here. I think this is still my biggest red month after going live. In the simulator, I might have had a red month of like 7,000, I think, in the sim back in 2019. I can't well, actually I probably could confirm that, but I have to log into the other account. November 2020, red $300, $400 month. Back here I'm working Amazon, slaving away, minimum wage in the slums. January 2021, December 2021. So you guys will see like a lot of months of like 4K. You're working a regular minimum wage job and you make an extra 4,000 on the month. You feel pretty good, right? But this was not the limit. Not even close. I think August of 22 might have been the best month. By the way, this month I think was the hottest month I've ever seen ever, despite the gains on this month being 11,000. If we're to get a replication of this month, today, next month, I think people will see record months from what they've had. I think we'll all have record. This month was insane, man. You could start trading at 4 a.m. and end at 8 p.m. this month, and there'll be hot opportunities through and through. And there'll be hot opportunity from pre-market to after hours. Like I never seen that much activity. Like intraday, there'd be, and I did lose a lot of money too. And at this time the experience not where it is now, but there was a lot of days where I would go green 1K, then flat, then green again 1K, or red 1K, then green 1K. Well, back then this was our best month at that time. So if you're new, like the numbers that you see now for me is not the typical numbers for like an average trader. Just know that I'm a seasoned, right? There is no loss that affects me. I have to be red for a year straight to be bought, to really feel any sort of pressure. That's the type of, because we manage risks, right? We manage risks. We're doing all the correct things. So, and even the green days, right? It's not, oh, hey, this guy made 5K, oh, he got lucky, or if you're not trained in this art, if you just watch on casually, it could seem at times like, yo, this is just gambling, this is nonsense. But best believe at every time everything is making sense always. There's never a day where it's just so ridiculously wild where we don't know what's going on, or we always have options. We always have a decision we can make, to help us manage risks, to walk away, to size down, to not trade. There's all these different things that we can do, and ultimately, we accept the risk for whatever route we do take, right? Hopefully this stock just rips and gets halted up. If this could just teleport up to 80, get some short sellers to get afraid, halt up at the highs, could be very interesting. The halt is at 87 if it's to go crazy here. That stock GV still fighting for its life. And if we go to the detailed section, this is like the totals here. This is the total performance by day of the week, the overall stat, price and volume. It's at 260. Oh, back at 250. I'm keeping an eye up here on my other screen. I'm keeping an eye. So if it takes off, I'll pull it up. Price and volume, instrument. And this, the instrument here, which shows the stocks we're most green on versus stocks we're most red on. Okay, there we go. This is also another good representation of how we manage risk. You guys will see my biggest red stock, MEDS. I'm red 3,700 on, and then that goes down to 3,000 JTAI. And by the way, a lot of these stocks are hotter stocks where you kind of fumble the move, you get caught in the backside. So some other traders might even have this on their green side, right? And you can see PRTG, it drops down to like 2,600, 22, then 1.6, 1.5. And then you switch over to the green side for the strongest stocks, and you have much bigger numbers, right? Again, just to show how different it is in terms of managing risk. 3.7 versus 21K, right? So the imbalance is to the buy side, to the green side by a landslide. By a landslide. And you know, by the end of this month, I have no doubt it'll be a great month. It doesn't matter how slow it is now. All that matters is when we got a few hot days this month, we dominate. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. We manage risk as best as we can, and you know, we do what we need to do. And yeah, total fees 32,000 in fees. Right? So if we go to net, the P&L curve has just been going up. Has there been some sideways consolidations and drawdowns? Yes. You know, right here, a bit sideways and down before then recovering and going higher. Back here, I mean, it looks so small now, but back here, this is 2020, huge sideways period. But, you know, slowly trending up. You gain more confidence. A lot of this explosion here is just me separating from poverty, me separating from being poor, because to start this journey, I had to start with negative 27,000 in my account because I have to take out loans to start. And I knew out of the 27,500, 2,500 was my own money. And going live, my max loss was essentially 2,500. Couldn't lose more than that, or else that's it. I have to return the capital and, you know, probably practice in the sim again, try to become better, and then maybe give it another go. But the risk was blowing up and basically going red 30K and having a minimum wage job, right? That was the risk. The risk was essentially, you know, ruining my credit, ruining one of my siblings' credit, because you know we did a credit card arbitrage for a lot of the money, and you know, again, borrowed cash from other people. You don't want to end up owing people money. So I started red 27,000, and you know, on top of that, you're living in the slums, right? So the odds are against you, but you have to defy gravity. There's no excuse, right? I show up every day, do what the hell I have to do, manage risk to the best of my ability, and slowly but surely you start to pull away. And a lot of me pulling away in these areas is just being able to have a little bit more security financially. Still working at Amazon all the way through about 2022, and you know, you're saving there, you're saving from trading. I didn't pay off this loan right away when I made the money. Made another investment. It did not go well. And so I was paying the interest on that money, which probably if I could go back in time, probably would have paid off the loan. But the investment was a good investment. I don't regret it. But anyhow, it didn't go well. So throughout this area here, I was paying the loan with interest, and then finally paid off the loan and started to build my own savings. And then the moment I start to see more money in my account, it's like it became a little bit more easy to just put out sites. So regardless of what anybody might think they could say, or people say all sorts of crazy stuff, this is the real deal. From the slums to here now, the real deal. And this is still only the beginning, because as I'm saying, as I'm seeing in my vision, this is gonna be this entire thing here is gonna be condensed into just months moving forward. I can see it so vividly, so clearly. We can have 3 months of 600K, 5 hot months of 2 million. Like, anything is possible at this point. So this is only the beginning, and there's still more to come. And every day we're gonna be here, red, green, in between. And you show up, you turn on at any time. I'm here any day of the week. There's gonna be a live, as long as I'm here. There's a live stream here. You can go back. You can watch 10 weeks ago. You can go back, watch last year. You can watch today. This is what we do. There is no shying away. There's no running. There's no hiding. Anytime we have problems, we look at it into the eyes and we move forward. Doesn't matter. So, another day, and tomorrow again, because I'm going to be here relentlessly. So, from the slums to here, and more to come. This story, hopefully it inspires people. There's people starting in different places in their lives. People who are coming from lower class, middle class, upper class. It doesn't matter who you are, the market will still find a way to press you, right? To force you into being better, to put obstacles in your way, to make you learn about yourself. So it doesn't matter if you're coming from high income, no income, middle class, you're still going to be tested. There's people who've traded with us who've had 500 units, apartment buildings, 500 units total, and this, it's like, not because they came in with money, it means it was easier, right? So just know that whenever you see somebody being consistent, that person has worked very hard, no matter where they're coming from, to get to where they are today. All the chat room members, all the students, all the guys in the team house, everybody's been working extremely hard to improve and get better. And so, that's the motivation here, is to keep pushing forward. No matter who you are, where you are, just know that with the hard work and the consistency, it can pay off. It might not be tomorrow, the next week, but over the course of months and years, especially if you're seeing progress, that's what it's all about. That's what kept me going, is knowing I could be better, and a better version of myself, and then also seeing micro progress. Okay, this week I did better than I did 5 weeks ago, even though it was very marginal, right? Take the small victories. Don't let the red days get you bothered. Even if you're red for a week, a month, a year, 2 years, 3, 4 years. There's people we've stories of people red for 5 years. Year 5.5, they finally turned the corner, and then boom. Now they're doing 3-4K a day, right? Because you're still gaining experience despite being red. So when everything finally starts to click, that discipline is there, you can definitely cook. So yeah, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow I'll be here again. So we zoom in on these small red days here. This is what it looks like in the grand scheme of things, right? Like a small blip, a small drop in the bucket. So we're gonna keep pushing forward. We're gonna keep locking in. Tomorrow again. Stay safe, stay green. Perhaps GV does continue here later into the day. It's definitely possible. If it keeps sticking around and holding up, fighting like this, there's a chance it gets a big green candle. But again, even right here, some weakness, a bit of a flush down right there. But yeah, stay safe, stay green. Hopefully me talking a little aggressively doesn't offend anyone, because we're passionate about what we do here, and I think part of this, we have to be transparent, right? Again, and it doesn't mean that if you come from somewhere different, a different path, that your story cannot also be inspiring, right? Because again, it doesn't matter who we are, the market is going to challenge us regardless. So, let's just stay motivated, let's push forward, and let's work to just be a better version of ourselves daily. Relentless Trader signing out. And by the way, P&L, I'll just show the screen up top. P&L red here. Red 852.91. I don't know if I'll trade again for the rest of the day. It's possible, but something really would have to be like making new highs and looking good. People want to know my age. I'm mid-20s. I always say I'm mid-20s. There's certain things I don't say exact for security reasons, but the only time when I'm not extremely transparent is when it comes to security reasons. Like people will ask, like, "Hey, where are you guys staying for the team house?" Like the last one, for example, it's like, "Where are you guys staying?" Like, we still have to, be safe, because at the end of the day, there's 600 people watching. It's possible that like 4 or 5 of these people, or even more, I don't know, but it's possible that there could be bad apples, right? At the end of the day, we're still seeing people creating fake accounts, people still trying to scam others and lie, and have people click on weird links.
That's you, RG.
Sadly, where there's good, there's also bad, and people will put a lot of energy and time towards doing things that are not positive. What I don't know what their reasons might be, but it's just what life is. I don't know if it could be solved, but it's just life at this point. So we just have to protect ourselves where we can, because if it's hard for me, it gotta be hard for them at least. Because if I just give everything here, then they're gone with whatever information, and then before you know it, like, I have nothing in my name. Nothing that I do here is ever in my name. Nothing, because it's just security, right? Security reasons. Nothing here is in my name. Nothing. It does it make things more complicated and hard? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's better to be safe than sorry. And I spoke to I'm not sure if this there's a YouTuber has like similar subscribers to me. I don't know if he told this story publicly, so I'm not gonna say his name. But there's this guy who basically, like, one of his Bitcoin wallets got hacked, and it's like lost 50 grand. And this is like since like a couple years ago, back in like 2018 or 2020. Again, these things can be crushing blows depending on what's happening in your life, what you're going through, what you're dealing with. You could have gotten laid off at your day job, and this crypto wallet could have been your savings account or something, and then boom, just like that, you could be losing your house, or your apartment, or falling back on your bills. Your car could get repo. It just takes a couple, when you're like closer towards like the lower middle class and like poverty and like lower income. It just takes a few things when you're trying to move up to then obliterate you, right? So you have to be careful, you have to be safe, you have to do what you can do to manage. Even if you're not a public figure, we still hear so many cases of fraud and these like white collar crimes, right? So of course, make sure to always have strong passwords and all these different things. Multiple, every security measure that you can have it in every aspect, right? In every aspect of your life, bank accounts, even if it's in your house, have a safe if you have to, if people are like moving through your house, if you have like nannies and these type of, whatever situation it is, we might as well just take the extra step to be safe because you just never know, right? So yeah, you can know my name. I mean, so there are some hacker. Man, I talk to a lot of people behind the scenes, right? A lot of the bigger YouTubers, they know me. Some of these people actually talk regularly, right? I've heard from people that, and before I even get there, there's this huge YouTuber named Roman Atwood, like 20 million subscribers. Some of you guys might be familiar with him. 20 million subscribers, doing well for himself. And when you have that much exposure, you of course have to be careful. But there are some people who, despite you having safety measures, again, they're putting so much time to doing the wrong things and they get good at it. Hackers, for example. There are certain hackers that are so good that honestly doesn't matter what you do. Even if you have state of, like, they'll hack into some of these companies like Rockstar and, which is the company that makes like Grand Theft Auto. Someone had hacked into their software and their firewall to release the footage of the video game. Sony will, some of these big companies every now and again, even banks, they'll have the data breaches, and then these guys will ransom off people's bank accounts and social security numbers back to the bank. Like, hey, if you want this information back and not released into the dark web, you have to pay X amount of millions or whatever. So there's people who are, again, there's putting so much time into the wrong things, and honestly, these guys, the YouTuber, they mentioned that they had good security and stuff, but the guy was obsessed with his wife, right? And so the guy, whoever this hacker was, hacked into this to like the locals. How do I refer to it? Like the city, the town that they're in, and filed for a divorce for this guy and his wife. So they were divorced for like a month or a year. People do. I mean, I don't know what the type of person you have to be doing this type of stuff, but there's so many people. I guess eventually there's somebody who's crazy, right? The guy would go into his bank account and then send him a text saying, "Hey, I saw you have this X amount of money." Like, can you imagine somebody doing this to you? So that YouTuber had to eventually like get in contact with the FBI to then try and track this person down. The guy one day, so the YouTuber has cameras in his house, and then he has the Ring doorbell and these type of things. The guy comes on the cameras and starts talking to him. The kids are there playing. Like, this stuff could get pretty crazy, right? So I mean, we're in a space where most people are, I think, they have a brain, as in they're here to try to learn about the markets, but again, you never know. And that's an extreme case, of course, this YouTuber Roman Atwood. But again, you never know, right? And there's something called swatting too, which is a whole nother thing. So, yeah, yeah. We gotta be careful. Don't worry, I'm feeling pretty good, feeling great, in fact, feeling great, like Tony the Tiger. How long was I in the sim? I was in the sim for 2 years. 2 years in the sim. 2 years in the sim. And that's the goal, man. To one day get, and people. There's a lot of stigma, rightfully so, for people who are selling courses. I think it needs to be that way because of the scams that we're seeing. So I think it's a good thing that people question people who are selling courses, because at the end of the day, transparency is what's key, and nothing is wrong with selling something if you yourself is very proficient at that thing, right? we don't want to go to an apprenticeship for a mechanic and this guy never fixed a car in his life, right? Even if he might know a thing or two about cars, it's not the same thing as getting under the hood and having experience and having the right tools, having a shop,
UMC.
having a lift, all these different things. So it's good that people are aware of what's going on, because even as somebody who does this, there's so many people that I see that I can't even tell if they're like real or not. Like if I'm doing this and I can't tell if somebody's real, what about the regular people who are now getting into trading, now getting into the space? It's rough. It is rough. So it's good at least that there's awareness to like be careful about frauds and people who are lying about their gains. It's like, even if you look at these large caps, right? We're on a broker like this, shares are available every day, right? If somebody's great at marketing, there are people who could potentially go long and short at the same time, then show whichever account is green on the day, and it's like, hey, I'm green XYZ, and that then maybe they upload that account to like their software, like their Excel software or whatever. It seems as if they have a good track record, they're doing well, and then somebody goes by their course, and then it's like they're learning from something that's not even accurate. That's just nonsense, right? And that person might just be a good marketer. And so there's a bunch of stuff that's going on, and then there's so much crime to the point where a lot of these governing bodies might not have the resources to investigate everyone. Um, which is why I live stream every day, because you know at the end of the day, like, this is my platform. Especially if you don't use this platform, I could understand, maybe you might still not know of what's going on. But if you were using this platform, which half of you guys are, by me just clicking around in this broker here, you already know this account is like, I can't fake this. Like, I can't fake, like, I'm not a magician to just like in the DC universe or Marvel universe, to just do some magic trick and then click on a different part of the screen, and then my numbers change, or that's impossible, right? The last four of my account number here every day. My logs are here to see every trade I took today. So if anybody watches me for a live stream or two, very quickly they should be able to realize, yeah, this guy, he's not like anything like scammy or fraudulent, right? Which is why I do promote my course aggressively, and because my course is also transparent, right? Like, you could go talk to any student that's ever took the course. Like, you can come in the chat room and just ask anybody randomly if it's like good material, good content, good education. They'll tell you, right? Because that's what it is, right? Everything that we do is there, and we have a good amount of profitable students to replicate that and prove that. So just be careful of the scams out there, and just keep a watchful eye, because I can't even tell some of these people if they're real or not. They show a crazy lifestyle, and it's crazy stuff, man. How can I get the gap scanner? Yeah, so you can check out Momo Pro. Yeah, it's pretty good for the gap scan. I still think Momo needs to do a better job with the Hive Day scan, but the gap scan is pretty good. I'll post the link. If you do check it out, you can use coupon code Relentless for 25% off for 6 months. And this is the gap scan right here. Yeah, so when I start the day, this is what I check. In fact, I check the no filter, but by this time, you'll see like a lot more cheaper stocks. So the filter that I have here will at least get rid of some of the noise. But in the morning, this is a default filter that comes with the scanner programmed in. I'll check this for percentage gain going down, and then I just kind of scroll down earlier. There's less noise. and you see the stocks that you like. You can also filter for volume first if that's what you want to see. You know, hey, which stocks has the highest volume here today? And then you kind of go down from there as well. So GV, which is one of the popular stocks today, despite being a little choppy, we can see 101 million shares of volume, 2.3 million shares in the float. And we had CMRX, which sadly I got excited when I saw this one, but it was a buyout. So if we pull up the chart, CMRX, it's going sideways like this. So it's like an acquisition. These type of charts are not going to really move up or down. It's just going to stick like this. I think only once I saw one of these actually break out and started moving. But usually it's just sideways. And I wonder if that one was because they didn't specify the price exactly. I'm not sure. But yeah, anyhow, so that'll do it for today. A bit of a rant here. I got a call I got to make. Well, a few calls really. Hit that thumbs up. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, bright and early, for another beautiful day. Yes, Momo does work pre-market. How does that scan compare to Ross's scanner? Well, I have no idea how Ross's scanners are, but what I can tell you is that this scanner is pretty decent. It's pretty good. Again, the gap scan is solid. The only thing where I can see room for improvement is the stream, which is the equivalent to a hive day scan. I still think if there's a percentage gain filter added here, it could reduce some of the noise, but nevertheless pretty good. There's the halt alerts, the halt scanner here. There's always a countdown for every stock that's halted. There's voice alerts, and there's also there. I don't explore this scanner to its full potential. That's another thing. There are people who are more technical than I am that probably use this scanner and they do way more with it, right? Because you can set conditional alerts and all these different things. There's also, of course, what's this thing called when you walk away and you want a stock to like ping if it goes to a certain price? Like alerts. Yeah, you can set alerts for specific stocks and all that good stuff. Level 2, I use DAS Trader Pro, which is what this right here, left and right side, DAS Trader Pro for level 2. I pay $150 a month for those level 2. And with DAS, you can integrate it with Thinkorswim, which will give you better hotkeys if you're interested in that as well. Coming back to the Momo Pro question, I do pay, well, I have a deal with them, but I think it's $30 a month for the Pro Plus. Is it $30? Or maybe 35? So I don't know how expensive like Ross's scanners are. Marcelo might know. Marcelo usually does research on everything, so he might know, but I don't know how expensive his scanners are. I'm guessing it's probably pricey. Probably pricey. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. Stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you guys later, tomorrow again, for another beautiful day. Hit that thumbs up on the way out.